stairs and join us on our long march of human destiny. Meanwhile, the super rich are preparing for the end of the world because of Trump. They're accelerating all that. Why? Why not just promote prosperity and not use division to control people and try to unify humanity around basic tenets? We're still going to have disagreements. We're still going to have problems, but they're not going to be manufactured. You're not going to be adding oxygen to the fire. But now you're learning the state is not God. It's dangerous. It could do things that scare you. Even if it's a fantasy, your fears about Trump. Still, you're now coming a few more clicks into the realm of reality. And I don't say that in a patronizing way, but if you look at the dumbed-down gruel that is extruded out against the American people daily and that is taken up like it's mother's milk by acolytes of MSNBC and CNN, and if you go and look at these throngs of people at their own demonstrations, they look like a psychic intergalactic spider sucked about 95% of their soul out. I don't care what color they are. They have weird translucent skin, growths all over their faces, big jowls hanging even at a young age, just kind of stumbling forward like Gollum with their hands extended, like they're groping in the dark, even though it's high noon. I mean, I looked at them and I was like, my God, this is a fallen, ugly, stupid group of people with the only light in their eyes is like some murderous greed and envy of anything better than them. Now, that's said, Roger, he's on tomorrow, but I'm going to flip to the book for everybody coming up. That said, this short segment's kind of a no man's land. So let me just tell you some of the other stuff coming up. Oprah Winfrey makes me sick. Oprah Winfrey, because I know all about her, is bad news. She's a super manipulator. She is the richest person in entertainment history, which is fine with me. But she's been engaging class warfare all along. And she funds, through the United Nations, a massive tax-exempt foundation that's tied into Bill and Melinda Gates and population control, one world religion, and convincing Africans to basically roll over and die. She is a New World Order illuminist of the worst sickening order, and she's been caught in secret meetings with Warren Buffett and Dr. Evil himself, Bill Gates. And, you know, I mentioned this morning to some of the crew that she's now getting a 60-minute slot. And I said, you know, she's been in secret world government population control meetings. And they're like, really? And I said, yeah, go look it up. And they pulled up a whole bunch of mainstream news from the last decade. But again, before that was ever even in the news, I was told about Winfrey and her activity. She is uber bad. And if people think that Obama was the black face to sell death to Africa, no, he was just the delivery man. The Black Widow, pun not intended, but someone that destroys her own culture, her own people, a woman that is a vicious predator is called a Black Widow. And she is a Black Widow in every shape and form. In the politically correct world, people will be like, don't call someone a Black Widow that happens to have chestnut skin, even though she acts like a Black Widow. And despite the fact that I would call a white woman doing these types of things a Black Widow. Bill Gates is a big, fat Black Widow. In fact, that's my most common allegory or analogy or comparison to the globalist is psychic but also cultural spiders. I liken it to whatever the creatures are and under the skin with Scarlett Johansson. They interdimensionally exsanguinate your innards and only leave your skin floating in a vat in an underwater portal to another dimension. Oh, that's in the science stack today. A bunch of top scientists are out saying that we're in an alternate dimension, artificially constructed, that they can pick up the computer code, projecting it. Boy, they really want to tell you that God isn't real, but creation's been manufactured, and they know how to give you a real creation, a real reality. You just got to tune out of this one and come into their matrix. So they're now assaulting reality itself and thus God's mind, God's dream. Because all of this is just God's dream. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. And sometimes, I guess, in God's dreams, they're nightmares. But God has a conscious dream that creates free will and new creatures, all in the great continuum of the consciousness of God. Now, when we come back, we're going to start burrowing in piece by piece the news and the clips. Now that I